Hey, I'm back. Okay, so I just checked a few things. The high tide really doesn't impact us, other than just anybody who's medium or low. So basically, whatever we cleared on the mines, it's not going to matter because now with the high tide, they're going to land all the way up here. And I don't think that they even get hit anymore with... You know, I just looked this up, and I apologize because I ended up reading something else along with it. And okay, it still happens even with high tide. The difference, though, is that now that high tide is here, the engineer units don't do anything anymore. So, well, I mean, there's going to be engineering in the game, but not in the way that we've been playing. So that is now over, officially. So whatever we cleared, and we're not going to be able to clear anything else. So, so we have to be mindful of that. So here's the other thing. So if you're playing the basic game, you get 1 victory point for every nest you take out. You get 1 victory point for every reinforcement area you take out. You get 2 victory points if you take out a double nest. You get none if you only take out a single. So basically, you have to. It's either all or nothing. So you'll get 2 victory points if you take out both of them, but you don't get anything unless you take out both. So if you only take out one of them but not both, it still doesn't count. So in this case, this is 2 victory points here, and that's 1. Now, the other thing is you have to have control of these southern, remember, this is south. If you control the southern zones of the draw, so that means this spot and that spot. If we control both of these spots, and the way you control them is a unit has control with the area around it. At the end of this round, that's 5 victory points for each draw. So this is 1 draw. Here's another. That's 2, and then here's the 3rd, and there's the 4th. So we control this draw, for example, that'd be 5 points. This one we don't control, we're not even close. This one we can control as long as I move 1 person in, and this one we don't control. So we would get 10 points for controlling 2 draws. Now mind you, this is only if you're playing the basic first wave game that only goes up to turn 16. Which is the turn we're doing right now. I'm only mentioning it because just for fun, you can see how well we did if we were just playing the basic first wave. Now, I know I mentioned several times already that when you're playing the extended game, it's more punitive. We took a lot more hits than we would have if we were just doing the first wave. So chances are I probably would have done a little better with the first wave, even with my poor strategy and decision making, just because it's less punitive. But even with the more punitive, you can get a sense for how many victory points we would have scored. I don't even think the game gives you a chart of, hey, if you score 60 or more victory points, you get, I mean, maybe they do, and I just didn't check. Anyways, that's how you would resolve this, this first round. But we're going to keep going. And so I'm going to finish this round. And then before we start turn 17, I have a lot of reading to do. It's going to slow down again. Our videos we're probably going to even have to have another rule discussion video. And then the first round, round 17, is going to be a lot of, oh boy, what's the rule for this? You know, kind of moment. That's all fine. And we're going to, let's get started. So, okay. We do landings, and there's no landing cards to draw. This is just going to land. We're on high tide now, so everything is just going to land up high, so that's fine. We go to the event, and we're on turn 16. The event is German reserves released to Omaha Beach. We get to place 4 Camp Group Meyer units in the division reinforcement box. All right, so that's bad. So these Camp Group 1, 2, 3, 4 are now in the division reinforcement box. And yeah, nothing good ever comes from that. So I forgot, there's this stack of doom. Now, when you're playing the basic game, if you remember in the very beginning, I explained that these chits, or tokens, or whatever you want to call them, you would store them separately, including this big stack, except with the exception of this one that got delayed. Because putting these units out this turn doesn't do you anything. This would be the final round of the game if you were doing basic, so there was no point in putting these out. But as you can see, we got a whole bunch of units now that are going to land and support us in the extended game. So first up is this one. It's an ER. I am concerned about mine, so I'm going to put it here. And this is so it just says it's the first. So that means I can put it anywhere in the entire beach. It's just the infantry for the first. So I'm going to put this guy right here, and let's see if we can land all the way up and finally get some. This one's the 29th. So we come over here, and then the only restriction is that only Rangers can go here in Charlie, but we can go anywhere else on the 29th. And we desperately, desperately need help here. And there are mines, but I'm going to try to land this guy up, and we'll just move stuff over with the HQ because I want to land up here and then get a full-blown infantry to help us up there. Okay, we got another one for the 29th. It's an infantry. So yeah, let's get this left side going. I guess we're going to take a risk that we're going to have to go over some mines here. Here's another one for the first. So same deal. Let's try to get our headquarters in action. Here's one for the 29th. I'm going to go way over here and have him join the general. Another one for the 29th. And we'll try to get the headquarters again. So what I got to worry about is I don't want concentrated units because I still have nests firing on the beach. If you don't have concentrated units, you don't have to worry as much. Like for example, over here, there are nobody's firing over here, so I could put two of them on top of each other, and it's no big deal. Here, however, it is a big deal. So everything's clear, so I'm going to just give them, so we get some nice infantry coming in to help out. Now we're on this. I don't know what to do. So I'm going to put him here. That will get him next to that general. So how many other first? So both of these are going to land next to the general. Then I have two more for the 29th. So we got a lot of units approaching for the 29th here. And I'm going to put two more on the right side just because I can. Okay, I have no idea if that's smart or not smart or anything, but that's what I did. Okay, so we do the event, and the second event does not start until the next round. So, or did we already do the event? Yes, we already did the event. So I'm just going to shuffle this back in. We're doing German fire. So actually, I'm not shuffling it back in. This card would just be used for German fire. And it is an orange. And we finally got orange. So that's good. There's no green on it, so that's good. Blue is double. There's no blue. And then we do have brown, though, and that is bad. We did not want brown. So brown hurts because we now have this unit here in brown, and he just hit that infantry. That hurts a lot. So, yeah, nothing I can do about it. And now it says I need 5 artillery. We know we have 2 in the corner, but we don't have 5. There's nowhere close to 5, so there's no artillery fire for the Germans. There's no more engineer step, so they're done. The brown hurt us a lot. Now we come over to the west side, and let's do orange is disrupted, so we remove the disrupted marker. Then purple is gone. They do have a purple way over there, but you can see purple isn't hitting anything. That's us. And then brown attacks. So this disruption goes away, and they would attack circle. So there is no circle in brown, so we're safe from that perspective. And then there's 4 artillery. There's 2 in the corner. We know that. And then there's a 3rd, but there's not a 4th. So we survived that. So now that's gone. And we should actually check to make sure. This artillery uses 64, 65, and 67. 64, 65. Where's 67? That's 69. That's 68. 66. Where on earth is 67? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to. There, 67. So since they're still alive, I can't turn that one over. This one uses 60, 61, 62, and A6. 60's gone, 61's gone, 62 should be well healthy. Yeah, so 62 is keeping that one alive. Here it's 70, 71, 72. 70's gone, 72's gone, 71's gone, and G3, is it gone? G2, G3, it's gone. So this one is actually inactive. And then this one uses 66, 68, and D4. Those should still be active. Yeah, 66, 68 are both active. So, so hopefully you can see that as you start taking some of this stuff, those off-map artillery, they lose their observers. Okay, we did the German fire. It is now our turn to do some actions. And we do have our general giving some free stuff out, free candy. We have people that are going to be landing next turn, so I think my general wants to stay behind so we don't lose them, right? We need to give them movement. But I will give movement to everybody else because I need to get them off the area to make room for other people. So we're going to try to take out this purple over here on the right. And you can see that it's got serious fire all the way around. So it's going to be really challenging to take this purple out. But I will move a unit over for that. And I will move this unit over as well. This one, I'm going to just move up the draw, which is right along a road. And then these two I can't move unless I do an action. And then the tank cannot move. So I have to wait because the tank can eventually go through this wall once we control the draw. So here's my one caveat. I have not read the rules for turn 17. If my units need to actually be down here for the seawall or for this, I will move this unit the other way if I have to, because I want my tank to be able to come through. So if there's some kind of weird rule that I have to have units here to clear this area, I will change my answer for this turn. So just letting everybody know. But assuming I don't have to have my units in a specific spot, I'm going to go ahead and start assuming that I'm taking land that way. You know, for the victory points, right here, I control the draw. And it even says right here, draw D1. Okay, so this guy is a free action, and I'm moving him this way because I could move him up to try to take this out, but I'm going to just help here. And then, of course, I get free actions with all this stuff. And my tank can barrage. I have 2 artillery, and then I have another tank. So I'm just going to do some free barrages. I do get 2 actions. So I will go ahead and move these units over to the right that I didn't say I was going to move. I'm going to go ahead and move them up because I do get a free action, so why not go deeper? I'm now controlling some victory point regions. But the thing is if I draw a thing that says they got to go in section G, he's going to just pop right in. So that's the weird part about it. So back over to here, these are all free actions. The artillery can't do anything unless you have somebody next to it. So, but I will. I'm going to go after that. It's a tank. It's a strength 4, so all I need is an orange. And I do. I have an orange. So I disrupted orange again, which is good. And then this one needs a perfect match here, but a not so perfect match there. I'm going to go for the perfect match on him, and it needs to be a triangle brown. See, I got no match, so nothing happens. Didn't matter which way I picked. Okay, west is done. I didn't even use 2 actions this turn, which is really bizarre how that turns out sometimes. So now I'm on the east. There's all kinds of stuff to do. This brown guy is a big problem. And this is something where I can move for free. So I'm going to move for free up into here. This brown guy doesn't have as good of a fire in this direction, but maybe he'll be able to help next turn. And my tank is stuck until I open these draws. And once again, I'm reserving the right to move this guy this way, because then this draw would be open for victory point purposes. So what I would have done if this was in a basic game is I would have moved him here, and then he has zone of control around him, and I would have owned this draw. Well, at least this part of the draw. I would need these guys to win on that side, but it doesn't matter. That's not what we're playing. So I am going to attack. I have a strength 4, and let's just see what we get. So this is a strength 3. We're not double. And here you need flank and browning. So we will have flank with him there, but we don't have it this turn. But I do have the browning. So I am not double strength, and I don't have the weapon. So let's go see what the chart says. So I don't have the weapon, but my attack strength is greater, but it's not double. The German unit and unrevealed depth marker. U.S. attackers are disrupted. Oh my gosh. So that backfired. We are disrupted. So that would be one of my actions. And now we got the general here who's not going to move, but everybody around him can. And then again, we got steady fire here. So these guys are a problem, unless of course we can start using artillery in some kind of way to help us. So I'm going to get this guy off. He has to do a climb. And of course that's a free action because he's next to the general. And this tank can shoot 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Yeah, that's what I should have done. Anyways, I'll explain it in a second. So we need to do a purple. Don't get a purple. We don't get a diamond, so nothing happens for the tank. And then now we finally have an headquarters here, so we can shoot artillery from here, and this guy gets a free move, so we'll free move him up there, and then this one can attack, so we'll attack the non-disrupted one. It's a bazooka and a browning. So the bazooka is here. Does the artillery provide? No, it doesn't. So maybe I don't want to attack that one. This one is a mortar and a bazooka. Okay, so the artillery is going to help him with this one. And I think I read something somewhere that artillery only has a range of 3. Let me make sure. Something weird about when you're attacking uphill. These are the kind of things I wish was written down in a guide, so I can reference it a little easier. Okay, so it's not in the high ground ranged fire restriction section. So now I got to go to the U.S. actions section. Oh, come on. Artillery units. It just says, yeah, as long as you're in range, you can hit. I don't see anything about a range 3 issue on artillery. Okay, so we have unlimited range, and unfortunately I can maybe disrupt this because I have double, but I'm going to go after this one because I do meet the conditions for this, so I can flip this, and it's a tactical reinforcement, so that means this one is destroyed, and that's good. And so, but we do have to do a tactical reinforcement, so here's what I don't know to do. I had to put 4 of these in there, and I have them in their own pile, and I think I need to mix them together. So I'm going to just start to randomly move them around, so I don't know what's what. The event card also, it said move 4 over, which I did, but you can see here there's some depth markers. So was I supposed to move the depth markers too? I don't know. So tactical reinforcements is the closest spot to here, which is there. So it does go there, and he gets a depth marker. So purple is now active there. But we did get the one guy. And I could barrage. The thing is, I do know that you can only barrage if you're in the line of fire. Like, you can actually see them, or they can see you. So he's not in the green line of fire, so you can't barrage green. The thing that you heard me pause about earlier is I was mentioning I could have barraged brown. So with my other action, that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to barrage brown, and it's a strength 4, so all I need to do is just match the color or the symbol. I do match the symbol, so it's enough to at least disrupt brown, so brown doesn't hurt us. And that was something. Okay, so that brings us to the end of turn 16. We do move to turn 17, and I got a lot of reading to do, so it'll be a few hours. I'll use that time to upload these videos, and I may get out a note card and write some stuff down myself. There's just some things that I wish was more of a reference than having to look in the rule book for. But anyways, having a good time. For how frustrated I was last night, I think we sort of turned it around, sort of. And I'm thinking that these reinforcements are actually quite tough compared to the nests. The nests were tough just because they're nestled up on a hill and you had to sort of crawl around to get them. These ones are tough because they just hit the crap out of everything around them. That's where, these hedgerows really became problematic, right? So anyways, let's get some reading done. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome. We'll see you soon.